So let's work on the stock section. So for that we are going to create a view model for this thing. So let's copy this and let's go here. Let's stop the project and let's go to the view models and let's say where is it? Here, class. Let's name it read stock view model. Let's delete this thing, this thing, this thing. Product ID will be fine, and instead of this let's say public string product name string.empty. Okay, now we also need product display view model, purchase display view model. Let's copy any of them display model. Okay, let's copy this thing and let's create a new model. Whatever you want to do it. Either copy the model or copy the properties and create new class. Okay, so what's name is stock display view model. Let's put a semicolon here. Stocks read stock view model. Okay, I just forget few things, so I just remember while I was doing this. We have sale display view model, and it should not have this thing, and it should have public date time start date get set and date get set. Same should happen with purchase display view model. Public date time start date get set and date get set. And let's go to the controller. Let's go to the sale controller. And here sale display dot start date equals to start date, sale display dot end date equals to end date. And let's go here. And in this section we can see some error since we have removed this s term thing. So let's remove s term. Let's remove this s term. Let's remove this s term. Okay, and let's go here, and we need to do this because we also need to persist the state of start date and end date. So if we do not do this, we will lose the track of these things. So we need to store the state of startDate and endDate, just like we have stored the state of limit and current page. So let's say startDate equals to model dot start date and end date equals to model dot end date let's copy this thing here and let's copy this thing here too. So this one is our sale controller. Let's go here in the purchase controller too, and here do the same thing. Purchase display dot start date equals to start date and purchase display dot end date equals to end date. Okay, and let's go here, go to view and here let's put this thing here, not here, sorry, let's put this thing here. First one is here and another one is here, 1 2 and there should be one more, yeah, this one. So let's test this thing out. Okay, so we are here in this thing and you can see we are carrying this thing. We started ended page to limit 3. Okay, so let's go to the purchase entry and let's do one more purchase, 0 5 0 5 10 0 2 6. Select product, let's say we are buying more iPhone 16 and let's say we have bought 5 of them. When it tries 400, voice number is null, receive date is old, is okay. Okay, so now we can see we have started and end date too. Okay, so everything is working as expected. So let's close this thing, let's close this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing too. Okay, now we are here in the stock section. So we have read stock model. Let's create a new controller because it does not need a lot of methods, so I'm going to create it from scratch. Let's name it to stock controller. Okay, and private read only application db context and generate constructor for it. Okay, and private read only logger, let's say its name is stock controller logger. Okay, so we are good so far. Let's copy a little bit. Let's go to this method product, and let's copy all of these things from here till here. Okay, and let's make it public async task ix and result index. Let's name it to stock display model. Product display to stock display. Okay, and string as term equals to this, int page equals to 1, and limit equals to 3. Oops. Limit equals to 3, int limit equals to 3, as term page limit. Okay, and it should be stocks query, stock query context dot stock, and it will include just one thing, which is stocks, sorry, product. Read stock view model, id, then create date equals to the x dot create date, product id equals to x dot product id, product name equals to x dot product name, x dot product equals to null, then this, otherwise this. Okay, and last one is quantity equals to x dot quantity. Do we have anything else? No. So we can search, let's find this and replace product query with the stock query. Okay, so this one is good, and we can find, or we can filter it by product name, then count, and it should be stock query. Okay, this one is fine, and it should be stocks. Okay, and error on fetching is stocks. Okay, so let's add a new index page, and let's go here in the product index section, and let's copy this thing, and let's paste this thing here, and let's name it stocks stock. And we do not need this one here, and it should be a stock display model, then it should be stocks, search with product name. Okay, search and stock slash index, product name quantity. That's it, we do not need anything else. In stocks product name, quantity, do we need anything else? Let's say product name and quantity. Okay, we do not need anything else. Okay, and let's go to the shared layout, and where is this stock here? Href equals to stock slash index. Let's run this application. Let's go to the stock, and you can see we have 3 products, and next one is here. So let's go to the previous page. Let's go to the next page, and let's search here Levi. You can see, okay, so yeah, this one should be stock, not categories. Stock, okay. Stock, and product should be replaced with stock. Okay, and we do not need action, so we do not need these things too. Okay, so we are here 1 2 1, next previous, let's say Levi. Okay, so it is working fine. So our stock section is done too.